Okay, you guys, hello, welcome in. How is everybody doing today? Ooh, being loud already. Yikes. You guys, we are here. Day 2 of the Otome Games Celebration. Today we have Saintess of the Golden Bow. You guys, I'm excited to play. Let me tell you a little more about that game. Hold on. You already know I linked the game to in the description box because it is a part of the celebration, the festival this week. Okay, so in this game, we are reborn as the Saintess of the Golden Bow in our favorite fantasy novel. We must rewrite fate in order to survive. This demo has actually been updated and improved, so I'm excited for that. Let's see. The updated demo includes rewritten and redefined narrative. There's an affection system, which is good. We get to see, where we're at with these love interests. 3 different endings depending on the relationship with the love interest, and extended content with around 3 hours of gameplay. I'm not sure how much we'll get through today, but I'm pretty sure we'll get through enough. Let's see. I don't want to look. I looked sort of earlier. Y'all know me. I like to be surprised when seeing the love interest. I like to have that wow factor. So let's get started. Other than the first 2 scenes, the game is partially voice act through CGs only. Fine by me. I run down the street, passing by shops that already closed long ago. Hunger gnaws at me. That's what I get for working late. I hold my bag over my head, but my attempts to block the rain from soaking me are futile. Cars speeding down the street kick up puddles that shower me in rainwater. This morning, the weather report said it wouldn't rain, so I didn't take an umbrella with me or even a hoodie. You guys, I do not trust any weather app. Make sure you have a hoodie, a little umbrella, especially at work. Put it under your desk or something. You always need something. The weather be lying sometimes, y'all. The damp cold seeps into my body, making me shiver. My thoughts wander back to earlier. Yet another workday where my boss yelled at me and I had to cover for my sick coworker on top of doing my own task. I didn't manage to complete all of my assignments, hence the necessity to stay late at the office. If only I actually got overtime pay every once in a while. No overtime pay! Hold on now. And you covering for somebody else? Today's Thursday and I've already worked past closing 3 nights this week.
An office job sucks.
I recently graduated from college and got this boring job where all I do is call people to sell them beauty products. Not my dream job at all. But in today's job market, I should be grateful to even have a job. Shouldn't I?
Adult life sucks.
It definitely does. It's something after the other, honestly. Riding the subway to work, spending all day doing boring tasks, then coming home so exhausted.
I just want to curl up under a blanket and read web novels.
Mood. That's my night routine, y'all. Either a book or some type of web novel. Speaking of which, I got a notification on the web novel app that my favorite book was updated.
Being the heroine of a fantasy romance novel would be such
I should take I should take a look at the app. It's the only solace I get in my sad existence. I pull up my phone and unlock it. I open the app, looking at all the updates. I don't care that I was literally about to say, aren't we still outside in the rain? I don't care that droplets of water fall into my screen. I just want to know how many new chapters are live.
So much to read on the subway.
3 new chapters, and I'm almost at the subway entrance. Oh, just a little bit longer, and I'll be able to immerse myself in a much more interesting world than the one I live in. I run through the crosswalk. Do we have the light?
What?
Yeah, by the time I look up to see the light was actually red, not green, it's too late. I'm in the middle of the crosswalk with a truck driving straight at me. Should I take a step back or run forward? Ooh, how fast can you run, girl? Move back, move back. I take a step back. Yeah, yeah. And still got hit? Oof. Damn. Damn. The pain is excruciating. My whole body hurts so much. Yikes. I'm dying, aren't I? The suffering is too great for me to handle. I need to make it stop. I need to let my life go. The next thing I know, I'm floating in a cotton like substance. I feel comforted, safe even. Have I really died? Am I in heaven now? Ugh, but I wanted to read the last chapter of my favorite author's new web novel. Now I'll never find out what happens to the heroine in the end. A chuckle escapes me, a loud sound in this quiet place. I'm pathetic, aren't I? I died, and now I'm just thinking of my hobbies, not my parents or my friends. What is that sound? In the emptiness, I can hear someone singing. An angelic voice. It's calling to me. I must? But I'm dead. I don't have to do anything. Suddenly, I feel a pull. My soul gets grabbed and yanked towards a golden whirlpool. I scream, but no sound comes out of my mouth. I close my eyes. The shifting reality around me makes me feel dizzy. When my senses return to me, the first thing I notice is the fresh scent of a forest. I open my eyes and look around. Okay, lush trees above me sway gently in the breeze. There's something heavy in my hand, and when I look down, I see that I'm holding a simple hunting bow. My feet, clad in riding boots, sinking to the damp green moss of the forest floor. I'm out hunting, I realize. Sorry, y'all know I gotta have my coffee. Wait, how is this possible? I just died, and it's been ages since I handled a bow. The last time I practiced archery was in middle school, back when my parents could still afford to spoil me. I also hadn't put on such high boots today for work, or these fancy pants, or this jacket. The outfit almost looks like it belongs in a Korean web comic. Where am I? What is this place? I spin on my heel a few times, taking a better look at my surroundings. Woods, as far as my eyes can see. A peaceful forest. I take another look at my outfit and run my fingers through my long violet hair.
Who am I?
You done transformed, girl.
Celeste? Where are you, Celeste?
I realize I'm supposed to be hiding. Hiding from what or from whom, I don't understand. I only know I must seek cover. The urge to disappear from sight is so strong that I don't even question it. I find a thicket of bushes and dive into them. From my hiding spot, I observe the situation, holding my breath. A handsome man with red hair tied back in a ponytail runs towards me. He's wearing some sort of fantasy armor, and he has 2 thin swords on his hips. I recognize this person. This man is my knight, Levi. Wait, I don't have a knight. I'm Celine, a 21-year-old simple office worker fresh out of college with a job in sales. Am I still the person I was half an hour ago, or have I fundamentally changed somehow? No. No matter my outward appearance, I'm still Celine. Levi turns left and right, searching for me.
Celeste? Please, come out.
Failing to discover me, he runs off. I recognize this guy's looks from somewhere, and the name, Celeste, is familiar to me too. No, 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 I couldn't have. Did I get reincarnated here? Out of all the books or games that I could have been the setting for my reincarnation, why did I have to end up in the BL tragic fantasy web novel? Why this one? Y'all. If this was to happen to y'all, which either anime, webcomic, or even a paperback novel, which universe would y'all want to be in? And why? Let me know in the comments because y'all, there's a few that I want to. Not for I don't want to say it's not a good reason, but JJK, Choso, I'm coming for you, boo. Saint of the Golden Bow is the work's name. It was recently adapted as a webcomic. That's how popular it has become. The book used to be one of my favorites, but the world of this story is not a nice place to live. There's a war going on with a demon queen. And Celeste, why did I have to be reincarnated as her? What I just witnessed was the opening scene of the book. Before Levi is chosen to become the saint, he goes out hunting with his. Ooh. He's supposed to protect Celeste, but he loses sight of her at some point, and an ungodly sound makes the hairs on my skin stand up. Hi, Minnie. Girl, you still ain't go to sleep? I saw you just texted, but I didn't get to listen to it yet. There's no sleep around these parts. That's crazy. Not even a little nappy nap. The creature that made that sound appears to my right. It's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. An abomination. A demon. Ugh! The leathery feathers flap in the air. Then the creature flies towards me. It has spotted me. You better either use that bow or get to running. This is the moment where Celeste dies a miserable death. We just died! To become part of Levi's tragic backstory. Exactly, but I just died from being hit by a truck. I don't want to die again. Got physical therapy at one. Oof. Especially not in a scripted event where I'm supposed to just fade away so I can serve as a part of somebody else's tragedy. I may have frozen when the truck was driving at me, but no, I won't let death claim me again so easily. Yeah, use that bow. I have to act quickly. The monstrosity is coming closer and closer. My hands are sweaty and my arms are shaking. Girl, shoot the demon with the bow. Call for Levi. Listen, y'all. Oh, we independent, okay? You better shake off them nerves and get to shooting. I pull out an arrow, draw back, and aim at the imp that's flying straight at me, right in the middle of the forehead. I take a breath and release it, focusing on how the bow feels in my hand, its heaviness. I stabilize my hold on the weapon. When I'm sure of my shot and know I can't delay any longer, I send the arrow flying. The arrow hits the demon straight in its ugly head. Yeah, I like that. We probably didn't get no bonus points for Levi just now, but listen, we saved ourselves. That needed to be, a one-up from us dying literally 30 minutes ago. I breathe heavily, collapsing to my knees. Yeah, girl. All right. I thump my balled-up fist against the ground, feeling the damp moss beneath my fingers. I breathe deeply again, taking in the smells of the gorgeous forest. They calm me down. I felt like we needed that. We needed that. Okay? We didn't want to be a part of Levi's backstory, so we reclaimed it in this world and then reclaimed the fact that we literally just died in the past world. Come on now. Come on now. We needed to do that ourselves. I like that. Yeah, now Levi can come. You can do a little, give me a hug, rub me on the back, blah, 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 blah. Levi comes running towards me. When he sees the imp dead a few steps away from me and the bow still grasped in my hands, a gasp of surprise escapes his lips. And did. And did. I opened my mouth to explain the situation, but my voice sounds raw and shaky.
Killed the demon.
Levi kneels down before me. The My Lady got to me, y'all. Hold on now. I'm blushing a little bit. Hold on. You gonna carry us? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, there's no need for.
I like that. Hold on now. Levi takes me in his arms, bridal style. I like that. I want to hear anything for you, my lady. Let's hope. That's in one of these CGs later. Need that. The bow slips from between my fingers.
My bow.
Don't worry about the weapon. I will return for your bow later. Right now, it's of utmost importance that I carry you back to the safety of the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
But it's.
No buts. Let me do my job. For once.
Oh, excuse me. Levi walks towards where we left our horses, or so my memory as Celeste recalls. So I really am Celeste now? I'm a part of the world of the Saint of the Golden Bow, even though I was supposed to die. So what will my survival mean for the story now? All washed up, my lady. This room is so cutie patootie! After an awkward bath where I had to let my maid Linda wash me, I'm finally dressed in a nightgown and allowed to rest. My body feels weak. The shock of dying, reincarnating, then almost dying again finally takes a toll on me. I'm going to lie down. Is there anything else you need from me? I forgot I'm supposed to formally dismiss Linda whenever I want to be alone. I'm good for now. I'll call you later if I need anything. All right, my lady. Linda curtsies before me and then she exits the room. I sink into the softness of the mattress, taking a good look around the room. This place has an undeniably expensive, polished, fancy look. Somebody has tried very hard to make the atmosphere more feminine, if the army of teddy bears can be called feminine instead of creepy. And I know it wasn't Celeste. The Celeste the book mentions is quite the tomboy, caring little for girly things like dolls and decorations. She doesn't have good social skills, she lacks proper manners, and she dances like an elephant. Oof! Damn! Instead, she's great at archery, hunting, and riding horses. However, this society deems all of those activities inappropriate for a lady, and thus she doesn't have many friends. Yikes. Sounds so much like me in my past life. The only two people who really like Celeste are Levi, who, for some reason that isn't really explained in the book, adores his lady, and Celeste, are you alright? Celeste's twin sister. Okay. The book also mentions Eurydice. If I'm pronouncing anybody, you hear me? Everybody? That's so crazy. Y'all already know I fumble so bad. If I'm pronouncing anybody's name wrong, correct me. Or just ignore it, you know? She's part of Levi's backstory, simply describing her as the more ladylike twin who loves pink and romance novels. I feel Celeste's emotions for her in my heart, though. Celeste really cherishes her sister. I'm alright. Thanks for worrying about me. She rushes over to my bed, fixes the pillow under my head, and helping me sit up. Well, of course I'm worried about you. You're my beloved sister. What would I do if I lost you? I'm fine. I've been through worse. Levi was with me. I'll say that Levi was with us. Okay, Levi's affection up. Levi was with me. Nothing bad could have happened to me under his protection. You think I don't know how you always run off from Levi during your hunts? Making excuses that you have to be alone because he's stomping too loud, scaring your prey off? Busted. I know that is exactly what Celeste has always done. I take a glance at Celeste's memories, wondering if she ever realized Levi was in love with her and if running off was her way of trying to avoid the awkwardness of his puppy like, ooh. So we don't like Levi? Wait a minute. I feel a touch of awkwardness, unsure of how to deal with the way Levi has always viewed her. The situation wasn't comfortable for Celeste at all. Oh, yikes. Did you split from Levi this time too, sister? We did. And did. Yup. Figures. I really would like to know what happened today, though. Levi babbled something about a demon. Oof. I'd like to know more too, for the matter. Damn. Wait a minute. People don't knock in this world, or is my door open? Oh, father walks into the door, walks to the room without knocking. Why y'all coming in the room without knocking? How old are we? Wait a minute. I know we were 21 in the past life. How old are they here? Why are you just walking up in my room like this? No little, you know what I'm saying? Yuck. Oh, we don't like the pops. What happened today thus left you so... Oh, brother. I looked down at myself. I did get quite roughed up from diving into the bushes earlier. My hair tousled and my skin covered in small scratches. Linda fixed me up though. I was about to say we just got out of the bath. Now I'm clean and neat and wearing a fresh nightgown. There's nothing disheveled about me. As you can see, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Father huffs. 18. You and your sister's 18th birthday is in 3 days. We're leaving for the capital the day after tomorrow. If you're not healed up and in top form by then, I'll be up and running by tomorrow. My body feels tired and heavy, but it's nothing a bit of sleep can't fix. I see my sister scoot slightly to the left, as if taking a step away from father's negative energy. You better be. I don't want you to ruin the Golden Bowl ceremony for your sister. Whoa. Whoa. You're forbidden to leave the mansion for the next 3 days? Tell him off? Y'all. Listen. That's what I want to do. But I also just want him to leave. Like, get out. Let me go back to talking to my sister. I'm gonna click that for now. I open my mouth to tell him off, but my eyes land. Yeah. She shakes her head slightly. To honor her wishes, I decide not to agitate father any further. Alright. I nod. I don't feel like going hunting or horseback riding anyway. Someone would quickly notice that I'm not as good at those activities as Celeste would be. I'm still not sure how much of her skills I can access for myself. Levi set me in front of himself on his horse to return us to the mansion earlier, so I have no idea if I actually know how to ride a horse myself. I only rode a horse once or twice as Celine when I was a kid, not nearly enough to match Celeste's experience. Now tell me what happened. I killed a demon. You... what? Levi said you two had an encounter with the demon, but I assume he was the one who killed it. I shake my head and smile. I shot an imp with my bow. What was such a monstrosity doing in the middle of the Lokari Empire lands? We're far from the war front. The imp was conveniently there to kill Celeste for Levi's tragic backstory. I want to tell the truth, but of course I won't. Father and Eurydice would take me for a mad woman if I babble about them being characters from a novel. I don't know, but the monster attacked me, so I killed it. Father sits down in the chair next to the entrance of my room and hides his face in his hands. I knew my daughter wasn't much of a noble lady, but this... My sister and I share a smile. Where was your knight when the demon attacked you? I ran off on him again. I wanted to hunt on my own. Of course. A big yawn escapes my lips. I cover my mouth with my hand. Rest. Father gets up and gestures for my sister to leave. She nods and walks behind him out of the room. She turns back towards me when she's in the doorway and gives me a warm smile. Get some rest. I'll be back later. I sink more deeply into the bed, making myself comfortable. It doesn't take long for me to fall into dreamless slumber. When I wake up again, the rays of morning sun pour into my room. I get out of the bed and stretch to make sure my body's working perfectly. I feel refreshed after my long sleep. No more weakness in my limbs. Everything's in order again. I walk to the desk and sit down. I take a fresh sheet of paper. I hesitate when I realize there's only a quill for writing, but I won't be stopped. I produce a few scratchy letters. My handwriting looks horrible. Seems like I can't directly access Celeste's skills after all. That's quite inconvenient. I can manage to write with a quill, but not very well, and only in English. I have to write down everything I know about the novel Saint of the Golden Bow so I can organize my knowledge of the world and line it up with Celeste's memories. Let's start with the basics. The novel is a romantic tragedy fantasy web novel by the Korean web novelist Hanul Kim. I read the English translation on one of my favorite web novels and comic apps. The story was supposed to be turned into a web comic and had promo art, which is how I was able to recognize Levi immediately. His design and the artwork even had him in the same outfit he was wearing on the day of the demon attack. Maybe I should also write down what a web novel is, what a web comic is, what boy love is, nothing else. I got the basic. Y'all know that I know what a BL comic is. I guess we could write all it down. Since the beginning of the 21st century, webcomics have been immensely popular in South Korea. I have read a few. A web novel is a novel first published on the internet. Readers unlock chapters and interact with what they are reading by posting comments. Web novels tend to be very long. Yep. Saint of the Golden Bow was an exception. It wasn't that long of a book, but it still got over 100 chapters. 100 chapters ain't a lot? Translated to English and published on one of my favorite web novel app and comics. Okay, I was grateful for the chance to read it in English as I don't know Korean. Web comic is just the adaptations. Each episode is published on a reading app. Yep. Some even feature music. Unlike other Asian comics like manga, web comics are in color. Sometimes they're not, but they are published digitally too, though sometimes they also end up being printed as books. Yep. There's a very popular genre of webcomics right now called Otome. In those stories, a girl from Earth dies and is reincarnated as a character in a visual novel or a webcomic. Just like this. Exactly. Not as a villainous, though, a bad character, like in most of those stories. Instead, I'm what is referred to as an extra, an insignificant character. Maybe that's for the best. After all, being a minor character means I couldn't have messed up the story too much by avoiding my planned death in the plot. I doubt that's the case. Oh my goodness. I scribble BL on the paper. BL is a genre of Asian media that centers around relationships between two men, but is geared towards the female audience. It's romantic and simply wonderful to watch two men fall in love with each other. I'm such a simp for a good BL romance. Okay, nothing else, I got the basics. I get up for a moment and wander over to the mirror. I touch a hand to the glass. Oh, she's so cutie patootie. The design of Celeste wasn't included in the promo art. I take in my new features: violet hair and pink eyes, a slender figure. There's no denying it. I'm really not Celine anymore. The understanding that I have reincarnated into the novel finally settles in my mind. I feel calmer than I ever thought I would be if something out of a novel suddenly changed the course of my life. As strange as the situation is, I'm Celeste, and I have her memories, but somehow I'm Celine as well, equipped with knowledge of this world that Celeste never had. Well, we gonna put two and two together and we gonna make it work. The book Saint of the Golden Bow starts with Celeste's death event. Levi was in love with his lady for years, but the actual love interest of this story is Prince Noah. Celeste has to die at the beginning of the book to make Levi feel at his lowest when the Golden Bow chooses him as the saint. Why didn't Celeste save herself if she was said to be so great at archery? It was possible for me to use my mediocre skills to defeat the demon. Must be book knowledge. She had to die for the story in the Saint of the Golden Bow to proceed the way it did. Soon after Celeste's death, Levi's quest to save Lokari Empire from the Demon Queen begins. He doesn't go alone though. Noah, as well as High Priest Elijah, the second love interest, both accompany on the journey. Noah and Levi fall in love. Elijah falls in love with Levi too, but Levi chooses Noah. I hate when there's a love triangle. Oh gosh. Especially if the love triangle is like one of those where you're not sure who's gonna get picked. If it's one where it's clear and the other person is just like, yeah, I got a crush on you for whatever reason, and then soon after that it's like revealed that they don't really love the person like that. They just make them feel like, I don't know, whether they connect to them or like a trauma level or like feel some type of maternal love or something like that. Then it's like, okay, that's like you really don't love the person. But when you can't tell, oh, I'd be stressed out. When the final confrontation with the Demon Queen happens, the love Noah and Levi share is an important component for defeating the fiend. Through their love, the magic of the weapon becomes stronger. However, this story is a tragic one. Even though Levi defeats the Demon Queen, he perishes in the process. Oof. Noah and Elijah live on, and peace returns to the Lokari Empire. I remember crying at the end of the book. I've read the novel twice. Saint of the Golden Bow is really one of my favorite stories. I still don't appreciate being reincarnated into this world though, especially not as Celeste, whose only purpose in the story is to add angst to Levi's life. I didn't die when I was supposed to though, and now the story has continued regardless. I wonder how many things will change now because Celeste is alive. Will Levi still be able to fall in love with Noah despite the fact that I'm still here? He seems pretty hung up on Celeste after all. I look into Celeste's memories to examine her feelings about Levi. I sense a mixture of emotions: anger, awkwardness, desperation. Celeste didn't like to be on the receiving end of Levi's feelings. She badly wanted him to stop looking at her with romantic intentions. Oof, what Celeste really needed was to have a friend in him, not a lover. As a noble lady, she especially found his feelings for her inappropriate. Yikes. Okay, so we can play this like a friggin'. Hold on, I gotta turn that fan on. It's hot in here. So we can play this as a forbidden love type of thing with Levi, but I don't want to do that, especially if it's already being said that it makes her uncomfortable. Okay, we have to see the other love interest, and then, we can take it from there. I can't quite hate Celeste for being cold to Levi now that I know how distressed she was about his love for her. But at the same time, I do pity Levi. Plus, Levi and Noah are supposed to fall in love, right? So I feel like we should go with Elijah. If we're gonna go, even though Elijah was in love with him too, but we'll see. If Levi was so in love with Celeste though, how did he move on to Noah so quickly? His change of heart wasn't really explained in the novel, and I remember some people voicing their opinions on the forums about how unrealistic this plot point was. It's probably not even romantic love. If Levi and Noah don't fall in love at the end of the quest, will Levi still be able to defeat the Demon Queen? I shudder. What if I've broken the story beyond repair by avoiding my demise? On the day of Celeste and Eurydice's 18th birthday, Father takes us to the capital to attend the Golden Bow ceremony. Levi had his 18th birthday a few days ago as well. Since he's of lower standing than the Count's family, Father got the approval of the church for Levi to attend our ceremony together with us instead of his own a few days later on. A few days earlier. Now Eurydice, Levi, and I stand in the middle of the chapel in the royal place in Solus, Lokari's empire's capital. Behind us are the many other people who will be tested. Before us, the high priest Elijah Soren takes a spot behind the titular golden bow, the fabled artifact that will choose the saint one day. I know that day. I know that day will be today since Levi is the one who will be chosen. He's not about to be chosen. Watch it be us. I eye the bow with suspicion. Light reflects off its gold covered surface. The design is pretty and elaborate. Looks like a pain in the ass to use as a weapon, though.
We are all gathered here today to see if the golden bow, the weapon given to us by our Lord to help us one day defeat the vile demon queen, will finally choose its saint. On this beautiful morning, when the sun's rays fall through the windows of our chapel, let us give our gratitude to the Lord. He has given us means to end the war that has been raging for so many decades.
I've never been particularly religious, even in my past life. I especially don't believe in a fantasy god, but
Let us give our gratitude.
Let us give our gratitude.
Let us give our gratitude.
20 years ago, the blessed blacksmith was bestowed with the Lord's inspiration and crafted the golden bow. He worked tirelessly day and night until finally he completed the artifact. Ever since then, the people of the Lokari Empire have sought to be tested on the day of their 18th birthday by the golden bow.
ouch.
The artifact will choose its wielder. That person will become the saint and be tasked with defeating the demon queen who has terrorized our borders for 23 years.
Damn.
I will now call forth today's attendees to be tested. Each of you just needs to touch the golden bow once, and its judgment will be bestowed on you.
Oof. Okay. Elijah takes out a sheet of paper and reads the first name from the list. Okay. Eurydice goes first. Nothing happens. Of course. What else did I expect? Levi is the saint. No, he's not. Girl, it's you. The golden bow will only glow for him. A frown appears on the high priest's brow as he reads the next name. Celeste. Whoa! Why the frown? He got beef with us? I take a deep breath and step onto the podium, reminding myself I shouldn't expect anything. I put my hand on the weapon. That's just gonna glow. For a moment, nothing happens, but then... I knew it. The light feels scorching hot. I close my eyes, worrying I'll go blind if I don't.
You must fight on.
I hear the angelic voice again. Was the bow the one speaking to me when I was reincarnated, or was it the god of light himself? The thought that I may have been addressed by a deity is frightening. No, no, no. Gods aren't real. You're not religious, Celine. The golden bow. The burning light makes me feel like my skin is on fire, so I take my hand away from the bow. But my hand continues burning, the searing pain climbing up my arm to my chest. I scream. My head is spinning. The pain is too much for me to handle. I want it to stop. Okay. Darkness takes me into its comforting embrace. Ugh, I feel so groggy. I'm in the guest room of the apartment that was assigned to our family when we first arrived at the palace for the ceremony. Lady Celeste cannot be the Saintess of the Golden Bow. The role is too dangerous for her. I turn my head to the left. Levi and Eurydice stand by the door. Neither of them notice I'm awake. Just imagining her going on that dangerous quest to defeat the Demon Queen makes me terrified for her life. We have to stop the church and the Empress from declaring her to be the Saintess. Y'all can all come with me. Come on now. It's not for us to decide who the Saintess is. Neither is it the choice of the church or the Empress. It's the God of Light who singled out Celeste to be the savior of our empire. This must be some kind of mistake. Levi, you're committing blasphemy here. You can't go against God's wishes. But Lady Celeste is. Look, I know you're worried for my sister, but please mind your words. If someone other than me hears your opinion about God's choice, you may get in trouble. So I really am the Saintess of the Golden Bow? Levi and Eurydice turn to me. Eurydice runs up to the bed and takes my hand in hers. You're awake. How are you feeling? Fine, I think. Just a bit tired. You really scared us in the chapel. You screamed like someone was tearing you apart. The light of the bow entering my body felt like it was burning me. That sounds horrible. I squeezed her hand, trying to comfort her. I can't be the Saintess. It was supposed to be. I cut myself off when I realized I almost just said that Levi was supposed to be chosen as the saint. Why me? I don't want to be the Saintess. I'm sure you'll do fine. You're excellent at archery. I'm not as confident about my fighting skills as she is. Celeste may have been good at wielding the bow, but I can't access her full abilities. Judging by my handwriting, I can only manage the bare minimum of what she can do. I'm not proficient in any of her skills. What's going to happen to me now? I wonder if she can't access the skills because she's still holding on to who she is in her past life. Stay with me, y'all. We're gonna come back to this. I wonder if she embraces herself as Celeste, because you saw when she looked in the mirror, she was like, oh, I'm Celeste, but I'm still Celine, yada, yada, yada. I'm pretty sure if she was just like, I'm Celeste, and embraces that, we'll get all that stuff, all that power, all the the things that she was able to do. The Empress has summoned you for an audience 3 hours from now. Damn, we can't finish our nap? What does the Empress want with me? She didn't say, but we think she intends to personally congratulate you on your new role. Alright, I suppose I should start getting ready then. First, High Priest Elijah requested to check on you as soon as you woke up. I don't like that. He had that little frown when he said our name. What's the deal? Check on you with his light magic. He wants to see if your body and mind are alright after being touched by God's grace. I would prefer to be alone now, but there's no time for me to mull over what has happened. Okay, you can tell the high priest I will see him. I'll go bring him here. Levi turns around and walks out of the room in long strides. Eurydice gives me a comforting smile. Everything's going to be okay. I hope so too. Silence falls between us, but it's a cozy, warm kind of quiet. I get the feeling that no matter what happens, she will support me. I envy Celeste for having such a good sister, a great sister and friend. Maybe I should ask her to clarify some matters for me. Eurydice, what exactly does it mean to have the role of the Saintess? You will have to defeat the Demon Queen by shooting an arrow from the golden bow and striking her heart. You're also expected to become a person people look up to. What do you mean? Someone who people believe will save them. Someone strong and reliable. I already think you're plenty strong and reliable now. Oh, now you just need to convince the people that you are. I see. There's also the matter of the Saintess needing to be a key player in the politics of the Empire. Though without the support of a faction, you won't be able to achieve much. The Empress rules the Lokari Empire, supported by the Emperor Consort. She has one son, the Crown Prince Noah. Then there are 3 factions in court, each one respectively led by a duke, a duchess, and a viscountess. Do these factions have names? The warlike faction is led by Duke George. They want the Empress to increase support for the war efforts of the Empire. The artistic faction is the group of nobles who flock to Duchess Penelope. They want the Empress to focus on supportive creative patronage and research, while diverting financial support from the war. Then there's the conservative faction, led by Viscountess Latita. They pride themselves on not sitting with any political opinion outright. They support the position of the other factions as they see fit and try to maintain balance among the politics of the Lokori Empire. Finally, there's the head of the church, High Priest Elijah Sorin. He offers the priesthood's opinion. Ooh, I clicked that too fast. Can I go back? Oh, yeah, I can. Okay. He offers the priesthood's opinion and input when it comes to political matters. That's a lot to remember. The political side of being the Saintess will come more into play once you complete the mission to defeat the Demon Queen. You don't need to worry about the politics for now. Am I part of the church now? You're not a priestess if that's what you're worrying about. You're still a noble, so you can marry someone of noble standing if you like. You're not sworn, okay, to only marry within the church. I remember the subplot regarding Elijah. He was unable to be with Levi because Elijah was only allowed to marry someone from the priesthood. Forbidden love. Okay, a popular trope. It was an unusual plot point for a web novel to explore, a religious figure falling in love. Still, people had admired the offer for bringing something different to the table, even though the main ship had remained Noah and Levi. Marriage. That feels so far away. They just turned 18. Gosh. So father will probably help us find suitable suitors soon. That was too many S's in a row. I would like to marry for love if at all possible. Love was one of the components needed to defeat the Demon Queen. Levi and Noah's love. Would I have to fall in love with someone now that I'm the Saintess? Do you have someone in mind for marriage? Ooh, she does? You can tell me. I'm not going to tell anybody. Ah, dang. Maybe another time. I'm not ready to admit it myself. Alright. Do you have any other questions for me? I'm happy to help. Yup. Let's ask them all. How long has the Empire waited? Yeah, let's say, wasn't it 23 years ago or something like that? As the High Priest said, the Golden Bowl was created by the blessed blacksmith 20 years ago before we were even born. They say he worked tirelessly day and night for 2 weeks to create the artifact. The design was bestowed upon him by the God of Light himself. The blessed blacksmith God told him in a dream that the golden bowl would choose its saint when the time was right. Only the saint can wield the weapon and harness its power. What kind of power does the golden bow have? Light-aligned magic, the kind that the priests wield. It is said that only an arrow shot from the artifact will be able to kill the Demon Queen. The usual family MacGuffin stuff, then. For plot reasons, other weapons can't harm the ultimate boss. Right. Makes sense. It doesn't, but she doesn't seem to be aware of how ridiculous it is that only one weapon wielded by one special person can kill the enemy that the Empire has been fighting against for decades. After the Golden Bow was created, the whole Lokari Empire and our allied kingdom of Durandal were tested to see if the saint was among them, but the savior wasn't found. Later, it was decided that every person would get tested on their 18th birthday, as suggested by the blessed blacksmith. 20 years passed, but the saint still wasn't found, until now. Yes, let's ask about this Demon Queen. The people who have seen her says she looks like a beautiful woman, except she also has horns, a tail, and a third eye on her forehead, but she's far from human. She's cruel and dangerous. She kills humans without mercy. She commands an army of demons, vile monstrosities. You saw one. Was it as ugly as they say? Hell yeah. It wasn't pretty for sure. Yeah. The war has been going on for 23 years now. Over that time, 1/3 of Lokari's empire's lands to the east have been ravaged by war and infiltrated by the demons. They leave only ruins behind when they take over a town. Their fire is said to be ever burning. You'll have to travel east to defeat the Demon Queen. She's taken up residence in the Claumond Castle. It used to be the seat of Duke Claumond and his family, but they had to abandon their homeland to the demons 10 years ago. That news doesn't make me want to go to the border at all. It'll be like walking straight into the maws of the enemy. I fear you won't have a choice in the matter. The Empress decreed long ago that once the saint or saintess was found, they would immediately embark on the quest to defeat the Demon Queen with a party of the most capable fighters. I just hope you won't have to lead soon. I think I'll need some time to learn to wield the golden bow and to accept the whole situation. I'm sure the Empress will understand. Alright, that's all the questions. One thing's certain. The people of the Lokari Empire have been waiting for a Saintess for ages. A lot of faith will be put into your abilities. A lot will be expected from you. I don't envy you. If I could, I would share this burden with you. I'm really moved by my sister's dedication to me. High Priest Elijah and Count Dekiris have arrived. Okay, they can enter. Oh yeah, the pops. Okay. Elijah comes into the room followed by Father. Levi closes the door behind them, remaining in the living room of our apartment to guard the entrance. When my gaze meets Father's glare, I don't know if I should laugh or cry at the fact that his disposition towards Celeste hasn't changed, even now that she's become a Saintess. I decide not to say anything to Father while Elijah is around. I don't want him witnessing a fight between us, and I doubt I can hold my tongue right now. May I sit beside you? Okay. Elijah approaches and sits beside me on the bed. I need to touch you to make sure you're healthy. Is that alright? Is that how light magic works? As someone who reincarnated here from Earth, I have little knowledge about magic. I don't remember a scene like this one with the high priest in the book. Come to think of it, Levi didn't faint after touching the golden bow. He must have a much stronger resistance to pain than I do. Celeste doesn't know much about magic either. She has no magical powers of her own, after all. Nobody in the family does. I look at Elijah. He stares back at me with a patient smile. The high priest is young for his position, but he's also very attractive. I never thought I can consider a guy with pink hair dashing. I clear my throat, though I can do nothing to stop my cheeks from burning. Alright, go ahead. Woo! This CG is cute! Oh my goodness. I thought he was gonna put like a finger, like E.T. style. And Elijah. Elijah surprises me by leaning his forehead against mine. Before I can protest, an aura of white surrounds his body. He's really working his magic on me. And me too, girl. I close my eyes and focus on how his magic makes me feel. His touch is pleasant and warm. I become strangely comforted. Before I realize what I'm doing, I lean in closer to him. Elijah's nervous and surprised chuckle makes me snap out of the comforting embrace of his magic. Your response to light magic is rather strange. No, don't be sorry. The way you draw and touch my magic is peculiar, but it's also worth studying. I never met anyone who reacted this way. Perhaps you'd be open to meeting again before we leave on the quest, so that I can further study my magic's influence on you. Sure, we can meet again. For research purposes, I'm not sure I want to learn. We can meet again. Okay, affection up. We haven't met Noah yet, but I'm telling you right now, I know it's a little wishy-washy. Like I said, we gonna get there. But Elijah right now, top of the list. I'm likewise curious about why I felt such warmth when the high priest touched me. I'd also be interested in learning more about magic in general. My office will be open for you. I like that. Lady Celeste is healthy. I can also confirm that the golden bow's magic has entered her body. She's a saintess. I hope you won't embarrass me. Get out the damn room. Thank you for the checkup. The pops is annoying as hell. I'll go now. Let the saintess prepare for the audience with the Empress. I'll be present there as well. Thank you for your time, High Priest. Until we meet again. When Elijah leaves, Father turns to Eurydice and Levi. I would like to speak to Celeste alone. Don't leave me! No! Ugh. So you've gone and done it? Mind you, we have no choice in this matter. We technically are supposed to be, a background character. Done what? Made yourself the center of attention again. First you fight with bears and wolves, then a demon. And now you scream like a mad woman in the middle of the grand chapel. And when you wake up, the high priest confirms you're the Saintess? How could you possibly carry such an important role? An immature person like you can never become the savior of humanity. Yo. Wow. Now I want to beat up the dad. The dad gotta go. I didn't want to become the Saintess. And now you're actually admitting that you didn't want to be chosen by God. So you're a Saintess that rejects being a Saintess. Where's your faith gone? As much as you're a bad fit for this role, you should still carry it with dignity. I'm not sure what my father... Oops. Sorry, I'm clicking too fast, y'all. I'm not sure what Father wants from me other than another opportunity to belittle me. I have no idea why he hates Celeste so much. Celeste's feelings don't supply me with a direct answer, but I would ask, what the fuck is your problem, dude? But as I continue to tap into them, a wave of resentment towards Father suddenly washes over me. And now you're mute? Stand up. And will. No, I can't let him belittle me. Maybe Celeste gave up long ago interacting with Father, but I can't let him assume he has the right to... Yeah, no. I may not be the best choice for the Saintess, but I'm going to try my best at fulfilling the role. Just watch me. Ugh, he laughs, a mean, unamused sound that chills my bones. You're going to further embarrass this family as you struggle with being a key player in the Lakari Empire politics. Do you think being the Saintess involves only shooting the bow? Now, let's be for real. Not saying that that's the only thing, because obviously it's explained to us that it's not, but that's one of the key components, and that's something that Celeste does well. So it's like, why are you sitting here doing all of this? What is the dad's problem? What about bringing hope to all of humanity? What about... I do not like this dude. The role of the Saintess is wasted on someone as useless as you. Get the dad out of here. He gotta go. If Celeste was supposed to play the role to set off Levi's tragic backstory, then the dad gotta be ours. Get him out of here. And it ain't even gonna be tragic, because I'm telling y'all right now, I can't stand the dad. His words correspond to fears that have already boomed in my soul. What if I really can't fulfill the role of the Saintess properly? What if Father is right? The dad is not right. Don't listen to shit he's saying. Get ready for the audience with the Empress. And when we're in the throne room, do your best not to demean the name. I do not like the dad at all. A moment later, Linda appears in the doorway, ready to prepare me for the audience. 2 hours later, I follow a step behind Father. We walk through the corridors of the palace to the throne room, where the Empress and the Emperor consort are waiting for us. We walk in silence, the mood sour thanks to my earlier conversation with Father. Maybe I should use this opportunity to ask Levi, or, putting my pride aside, Father, more about the Empress. I don't remember her very well from the novel. I know she's the mother of Noah, the main love interest, and that they have a strained relationship. But no matter how hard I try, I can't remember why. Ask Levi or ask Father. I don't want to ask the dad jack shit, but I feel like since he's older and has been around more, maybe he'll have more information than Levi does. Ugh, I'll ask the dad. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Even though I'm sure father will be rude towards me, yeah, we already know that. I quicken my step to try and even my walking speed with his. He glances my way and doesn't slow down. What an ass, honestly. Father, could you tell me about the Empress? I want to be more prepared for the audience ahead. If you had paid attention to your lessons, you wouldn't need to ask me such a question. Answer the fucking question, dude. But you've met the Empress yourself, have you not? Of course I have. The Empress is the son of the Lokari Empire, the greatest ruler in recent history and a faithful follower of the God of Light. Her marriage to the former and current Durendi Prince, the moon of the Empire, has sealed our alliance with the Kingdom of Durandal in the south. I hope I'm not required to remember any of this because as soon as I click off this, I'm gonna forget. The moon. Okay, she's the son of the Empire. She's married to the moon of the Empire. The Alliance, Durandal in the south. Okay. The Radiant Lady rules our country firmly and lawfully, participating in both matters of peace and war. What about Prince Noah? Prince Noah is the Empress' only son, and the crown prince. He's often seen fighting with the Empress during noble gatherings, which, oh, the Mad Prince. I wouldn't associate with him if I were you. He's even worse at being a poised noble than you are. Ugh, can't stand the dad. If the Empress is such an admirable person, then I must have nothing to fear from this audience, right? But why then is Prince Noah in conflict with the Empress? You've got a lot to be afraid of, daughter, since the Empress values impeccable manners, which I don't possess, according to father. Before I can ask him more questions, father stops walking. I look ahead and see the high priest Elijah waiting for us in front of a huge set of double doors. High Priest Elijah. Hello again, Saintess. We don't care about the dad. Are you ready to enter? Father nods in response to Elijah's words before I can protest. I feel like I've barely scratched in the surface of what to expect from this audience. Let's enter. The guards in front of the throne room entrance open the door, and Father and Elijah enter the hall. I turn to Levi. As a commoner, he won't be allowed to say anything during the audience, but I still want him present at my side. Come in with me. You'll only be able to stay by the door, but I want you to be there for this conversation. I enter the throne room as well now, Levi following behind me. The Empress is sitting on her throne, and the Emperor Consort is lounging in the smaller chair next to her. A man stands in the front of the pair. His clothes are no less colorful than mine, but I feel like his outfit is a simpler design than those of the men I have seen in the world so far. The embroidery on his vest is beautiful, though. A tangle of vines and flowers. Is this how commoners of this world dress? When our group moves in closer, I notice tremors have overtaken his body. He clenches his hands at his side. Your Majesty, I beg of you, please help me. The Empress' smile freezes the blood in my vein. She stares at the man with such contempt, and I quickly realize what kind of ruler I'm really up against. My son, he's sick, but I have no money for medicine. Please, please let me use the magic of the priests free of charge. Oof, she gonna be like, hell no. Elijah's mouth falls open and he takes a step towards the man, but father grips his shoulders. He shakes his head and says in a low voice, You don't want to antagonize the Empress. Elijah nods and mouths back. I will seek out the man later. Why would I grant you? Oh gosh, be gone. I have more important matters. Every adult in this world is an asshole? Like, I don't get it. The Empress' gaze lands on us, and she beckons with her finger for us to approach. Ignoring the man's protests, the two guards drag him out of the throne room. Yuck. When we come closer to the monarch, I can see why the Empress will be called the Son of the Empire. Her golden dress and crown glisters in the sunlight, falling through the floor to ceiling windows of the throne room. But no matter how beautifully dressed the Empress is, her smile makes me think I'm a mouse in front of a lion. At last, the prophesied Saintess stands before me in the flesh. I smile and make my best attempt to curtsy, following Celeste's memories. The wince on my father's face tells me I failed to move properly. Father and Elijah make smooth bows. Grace to be in your presence again, O radiant lady. Of course, how could I not gaze upon the chosen heroine with my own eyes? The Empire has been awaiting her for over 20 years. Though I'm surprised your daughter is the one who turned out to be the Saintess, Count Alaric. A nervous chuckle escapes Father's lips. She indeed possesses an affinity for archery, Your Majesty. So I heard. Your daughter doesn't act much like a noble lady, does she? She does have a reputation for enjoying quite boyish activities. Father's face turns beet red. He's embarrassed because of me. It seems the Empress finds me lacking as well, and having her, out of all people, displeased with me is not good. It's known that the Count has two daughters, the one who's a perfect image of a noble lady, and the one who's a tomboy. I suppose the girl that stands before us, although dressed in finery, is not much of a proper noble. Silence fills in the room. Everyone looks at me, expecting me the answer. Under the sudden attention, my mouth goes dry and I can't find my words. Why did I think I would suddenly gain respect by becoming the Saintess while Celeste's questionable reputation has been spreading for years? Father already told me I was lacking. Father's an asshole though, so I wouldn't listen to shit he's saying. In a sense, it's good that everyone expects Celeste to be quite lousy at etiquette. After all, excuse me. After all, I have no idea how to curtsy or properly use fancy utensils or dance like a graceful noble lady. I'm sorry I'm not fit for the role. I'm gonna do my best. What you mean I'm sorry? Don't piss me off. I don't want to fail the Empire, be it at archery or proper behavior. So you want us to believe you're going to improve your etiquette skills and your knowledge of politics. Yes? What the fuck? That's what's expected of me now, isn't it? So I will focus on honing my skills with the golden bow, but I will also work hard to fulfill the political side of being the Saintess. Our conversation is interrupted when the door to the throne room bursts open. A well-posed, tall, blonde man enters the room in a dramatic fashion, his cloak waving behind him in a sudden draft of air. He is Noah, Levi's love interest in the book. A handsome guy. Noah's skin is darker than most Lakari Empire nobles, but only slightly. He's inherited most of his features from the Empress. When he spots me, a smirk appears on his face. His red eyes shine with mischief.
Knock, knock. Did I miss anything?
Fashionably late as always, my son.
If I missed nothing, there was nothing to miss. This is the Saintess, right? Count Decoris is a tomboy daughter.
Why did he mention I'm a tomboy?
Yes, that's me.
You're good at archery, are you not? Better than you are at etiquette, at the very least.
Yes, I'm quite good with the bow.
Quite. Then you'll be perfect for the role of a Saintess.
How can you say that? If a lacking individual takes up such a high role in the hierarchy of the Empire,
All the Saintess needs to do is shoot the golden bow and hit the demon queen straight in the heart. Then the war will finally be over. Is that not what you want, Mother?
I want peace more than anything else.
Well, there you go. I feel like there's more to this statement than I can decipher with my incomplete knowledge about Lakari Empire politics. I never paid much attention to that aspect of the book when I was reading. Too excited about the romance and adventure parts. And Celeste didn't really pay attention during her lessons either. Together, we know next to nothing about the Lakari Empire's political situation. Please don't worry about anything, Your Grace. I'll defeat the Demon Queen and bring peace to the Empire. The Empress gives me a long look. After a moment, the confident smirk that Noah inherited from her is back on her face. Excellent. Then there's nothing stopping us from proceeding with the mission to defeat the Demon Queen, is there? Noah, you will be the one leading the Saintess quest. Noah's eyes widen. He opens his mouth, then closes it. You will lead the Saintess quest, and you will take the 20 best men from the palace guards, the mage's tower, and the church to accompany you. And you will leave in a month. So soon? Shock makes my heart beat erratic. With my current archery skills, I'm nowhere near ready to defeat a powerful enemy so soon. Is there a problem? You said you're great at using a bow, and that's all you need to be a successful Saintess, right? I can't deny her words, and neither can Noah. After all, we're the ones who just made those claims to her. I simply thought we'd have more time to prepare. There is no more time, not with the Demon Queen's army closing in more and more on the capital in recent years. I think you and the Saintess are ready enough. Do you question the Empress? Do you question blah blah blah? Do you question the Empress's judgment? The Emperor and Noah glare at each other. Noah doesn't respond. He just turns around and walks towards the door. Noah, you will prepare for the quest and depart in a month. As you wish, Your Majesty. You will accompany the Saintess and my son on their quest as well, High Priest Elijah. The Saintess quest will be an important moment in the history of the Lokari Empire. I wouldn't want to miss witnessing the Saintess defeat the Demon Queen. I will organize a ball to celebrate the finding of the Saintess tomorrow evening. Be sure to attend, all of you. We all reply we'll be there, and after some departing words, we're dismissed. After the audience, I ask everyone to give me some time alone. I'm too overwhelmed by the recent events. I need some time to think. I take a sheet of paper and a quill, and I begin to scribble down my thoughts. I survived my death event, the demon attack in the woods near the Decorous mansion. That's why Levi is likely to continue to love Celeste and not become interested in anyone else. I'm not really the Celeste Levi loves, though. I have her memories and a portion of her skills, but I'm basically Celine in Celeste's body. I'm not just Celeste recollecting a past life. Instead, I, Celine, have taken over Celeste's body at a pivotal moment of her life. Oh, excuse me. Does that mean Celeste is really dead? I don't sense her presence living in my body, which is a relief, truth be told. I prefer being alone with my thoughts. Still, the idea of her passing is sad, even if I'm conflicted about her treatment of Levi. What were the two components needed to defeat the Demon Queen again? The first is firing an arrow with the golden bow's light magic at the Demon Queen's heart and actually hitting the target. So I need to practice both archery and accessing the bow's magic. I suppose training with the bow will take some time, though I have little to spare. As for wielding its magic, that's something Elijah will know more about, given that he's a light magic user. I scribble down that I'll need to talk to Elijah about the golden bow and its magic. There is also a second component to defeating the Demon Queen, one that follows a story trope more than practical knowledge or logic. Noah and Levi's love makes the magic of the golden bow stronger. I'm scared. This situation isn't just a story in a book anymore. It's my reality. Levi, Elijah, Noah, Eurydice, Father, the Empress, they are all real people. They aren't acting according to script either. The plot of the book has changed. It's a real world now with unpredictable consequences. And I'm at the center of this new story. Levi dies at the end of the book, despite defeating the Demon Queen. Despite Noah's love for him. Will I die again too? If I have to fall in love with someone, who should it be? Levi, who blindly adores his lady? Noah, who has been burdened with leading the mission to defeat the Demon Queen? Elijah, who is a priest and can't marry someone unless they're part of the church? Or should I pick someone else entirely? The next evening, Linda gets me all dolled up for the grand ball the Empress is throwing in my name. At the ball, I find myself sitting at the table, staring at silverware I have no idea how to properly use. Celeste's memories aren't helping me much. The servant puts a salad in front of me and I pick up one of the forks. There's an offended gasp from my left. I look at the noble lady sitting next to me. She's almost purple in the face, staring down at the fork I'm holding. Wrong piece then. I put it down and take another in my hand. I steal a sideways glance at the noble lady. She doesn't seem to be offended anymore. Okay. Sorry, y'all. This one must be the right fork then. When everyone starts eating, I dig into the salad too, but it tastes like paper to me. I'm nervous. My hands are clammy.
So you've become the Saintess, Lady D'Aquarius.
The man to my right, Duke George, if Celeste's memory serves me correctly, strikes up the conversation with me. He's a young duke and a powerful player on the battlefield of Lakari Empire's politics. I'll have to do my best not to say or do anything strange.
Yes, despite my surprise, the golden bow has chosen me.
Well, now that you carry such an important role, do you plan to improve your knowledge of etiquette?
Hold on, George. Hold on now. He points at my salad. Oh, come on. What am I doing wrong this time? What is even in that salad? Shrimp, avocado, tomatoes, and lettuce? That's what it's looking like. The Duke smiles, but his expression isn't unkind.
You have no idea what you're doing wrong, do you?
Hold on, the voice and accent kind of getting to me, y'all.
I don't.
Oh, yeah.
May I?
Absolutely. He extends his hand to me, and when I don't protest, he touches my hand gently to modify the way I'm holding the fork.
Oh, come on, George. You're spoiling the fun.
The lady to my left has a cruel smile on her face. Shoot, I really was eating the salad wrong after all. My cheeks heat up from embarrassment, and suddenly I find it hard to breathe. Now that I'm the Saintess, I will be watched closely. The nobles are all going to be laughing for weeks about the way I ate the stupid salad. I just know it. Excuse me. There's a tightness in my chest which makes it hard for me to breathe. My heart is beating so quickly. I can't be here anymore. I have to get some fresh air. Are you okay? No, dog. Duke George calls after me, but I walk quickly to the terrace. Now, is George a love interest? Because between him and Elijah, I need that. Once I'm away from the throne room, I run into the gardens. I stop only when I reach a small pond. Here, I put my arms around my frame, trying to control my breathing. Breathe, Celine, in and out. Don't cry. You'll ruin the makeup Linda spent hours putting on you to make you look like a real noble lady. Didn't think I would run into you here. I turn around when I hear the voice. It's Noah. He's drawn his sword, and his usual mocking demeanor is not present. He's completely serious when... What the fuck? He suddenly puts his sword against my throat. My heart beats so loudly that it feels like it could jump out of my chest. This time from fear. Does Noah want to kill me?
I could just kill you and be done with it.
What the frick? Why? Suddenly I remember the scene. I fangirled over it while I was reading the novel. Fangirled over it, and now you about to shit your pants because you're living it. What's going on? This is the scene where Noah puts his sword to Levi's throat. It's overly dramatic, and most of the readers of the novel interpret it as a romantic interaction. Romantic where? But now I think this setup is just ridiculous. I could take a step back at any time from the coldness of steel, and my neck would be safe. I give Noah a long stare. He's looking at me seriously, as if he's really pondering if he should harm me. I don't believe he actually will. I will entertain his antics for a while longer, just to see what he has to say to me. I want to know how much the scene changes with me here instead of Levi.
Why do you want me dead?
Asking all the important questions. It took a little while, but come on now.
Because you're the reason I have to go on the mission to kill the Demon Queen. And so soon,
What else do you have going on for yourself?
less capable than you have been chosen as the Saintess. Mother wouldn't have told us to leave within a mere month.
I'm glad he thinks so highly of my archery skills, especially considering how little the nobles think of my etiquette skills. But he's wrong.
I may not be as great at archery as you think.
That will change nothing at this point. Mother is now convinced you can defeat her. This is a suicide mission. None of us will come back from the quest.
Even though I remember this line from the book, my eyes widen.
How do you know we won't return?
His words almost feel oddly like foreshadowing for what happens in the book. Noah seems to seriously believe what he's saying.
20 people going deep into demon-ravaged lands to enter the Demon Queen's castle and kill her. What could possibly go wrong?
I see why he got that Mad Prince nickname. Relax. He's really convinced we're going to die on this quest. I can see the desperation in his eyes.
Can't you convince your mother to postpone the day we leave or to increase the amount of people we can bring with us?
I've already tried. She doesn't want to listen.
Yikes.
It's almost if she wants to set us up for failure.
I feel like there's a lot about the relationship between the Empress and Noah that I don't understand. It's painful to watch him suffer under the heavy weight of so much doubt.
Look, I'm afraid of the mission too. But I don't want to give up.
Okay.
I won't just roll over and die. I'll keep fighting until the very end. No matter how the mission ends, I want to be sure I've done everything I can to fulfill my role properly.
There you go, girl. Ha. You think giving your best is going to be enough to defeat the Demon Queen? Are you not afraid of death? I am very afraid. But what else am I supposed to do? What would people think if I just hid in the countryside in my father's mansion? The citizens of the Lakari Empire have waited 2 decades for the Saintess. I may not fully believe in myself, but I can't simply give up. We have a month until we leave. I'll spend that time improving myself. You're the crown prince. You should lead by example as well. Put the friggin' sword down.
You're right. I can't just give up.
Took you long enough. I must also see the mission through until the end. Are you feeling better now? I'm sure you'll do great on this quest. Now, I'm sure this first option is gonna give us some affection points. I don't want that. Sorry. I'm sure you'll do great. I hear you're an impressive fighter. I'm not as sure we'll succeed as you are, but you have given me something to think about. I don't want you to die, Your Highness. Please don't dwell on failure so much. I'll try. Just Noah is fine. We're teammates now, I suppose. I like the sound of that. I'll continue trying to get Mother to delay the deadline for us to leave. I would appreciate more time to train. Time to get back to the ball then. Without sparing me another glance, Noah walks past me towards the terrace. I look out at the water of the lake and take a few deep breaths. I really hadn't expected Levi's scene with Noah to play out for me. I also didn't end up responding the way Levi would have done. Our encounter didn't turn romantic at all. Yet my heart is beating quickly regardless because I'm still scared about so many things. The stress is catching up to me. I fall to my knees on the soft grass. I can't hold back my tears any longer. I'm terrified. I'm tired and I'm terrified. I want it all to stop. Tears overflow. Looking into the lake, I allow myself a moment of weakness. Why is this happening to me? I don't want to be Celeste. I never wished to be the Saintess. After a while, I realized no matter how much I cry, this reality won't magically change for me. The sooner I accept my fate and put my energy into the few things I can still influence, the better. With renewed purpose, I get up and walk back towards my room. Screw the ball. I'm not going to be there only to be ridiculed further. I don't want the whole imperial court to continue watching how terrible I am at being a noble lady. Can we ask our sister to help us? I'm walking down the corridor towards the apartment when I hear someone running behind me. I feel like Levi and Noah would be such great friends to her if Levi wasn't, in love with her. But again, I'm not sure if that actually is romantic love. We'll see though. Levi calls me by my first name, like he always does when it's just him and Celeste. It's something the two of them agreed to do when they were younger, before Celeste grew to avoid him. Levi stops before me and looks me up and down, checking for injury. Where have you been? I didn't notice when you left the throne room. You're not supposed to go anywhere without me. Father's orders, I know. I just forgot. I realize I haven't been thinking about how Levi would feel if I suddenly disappeared yet again. I'm not concerned about failing to follow his orders. I'm genuinely worried about you. He blushes and looks away. After a moment, he looks back at me with a worried expression, then looks me up and down. You're alright, are you not? He focuses on my face and frowns. You've been crying. He must notice my smudged makeup. I was, but I feel better now, or no, I haven't, I'm fine. Why lie? Ugh! No! It's alright. I was, but I feel better now. What made you cry? When I see the sincere worry on Levi's face, I want to tell him the truth. I'm just overwhelmed by suddenly becoming the Saintess, by having to carry the burden of saving the whole empire. I look down, tears welling up in my eyes again. I look back. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I look back up to see Levi staring at me with love and no. It hurts being on the receiving end of such feelings, knowing that they aren't really for me. No matter what happens, know that I'll always stay by your side. I'm sorry to drag you into this quest with me. He would have been caught up in this mess anyway if he were the saint, but now he's coming along anyway as Celeste's knight. Don't say that. I swore to always protect you, did I not? Back when I became your knight, remember? I recall Celeste's memory of that time. They were both 14 back then, and Levi took a knee in front of her and swore he would protect her until death did them part. Yet I'm not the one who hold on. Yet I'm not the one whom he swore to always stay beside. That person was Celeste, so he should be free of the oath since Celeste is kind of dead. I can't tell him the truth though. On the spur of a moment, I gesture towards Levi. Lean down, please. You're too tall. Too tall for what? Levi gives me a puzzled look but complies with my request. Whoa, what's going on? I press up on my toes and kiss him on the cheek, not as Celeste, but as Celine, because I genuinely feel grateful to him and don't know how else to express myself right now.
Celeste?
Levi blushes a deep red and gets flustered. Only when I lean back and smile at him do I realize I shouldn't be doing something so intimate to the man who loves the woman who once inhabited this body. I might be sending him the wrong message. Exactly, especially after our earlier conversation.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I just wanted to express my gratitude. You always do your very best to protect me. Thank you, Levi.
You're welcome. But it's my job to take care of you.
I know you're not doing it just because it's your job.
Whoa! I turn around and start walking towards my room before Levi can reply. Let's go, Levi. We need to rest. Training starts tomorrow. The next day, I begin training with the golden bow on the palace training grounds. Much as I expected, due to its elaborate design, the bow proves difficult to use. I send arrow after arrow flying at targets, but I only hit 1 out of every 10 times. Not only are my bow skills rusty, but the weapon isn't cooperating either. Finally, too frustrated to continue, I give up. I'll try again tomorrow. I make my way to my room with Levi following behind me. This is a suicide mission. We're not going to come back alive. Please, Noah, don't say such things in public. What if someone hears you? At the end of the corridor, 2 people stand to the side talking. The one who said something about a suicide mission is Noah. He's still talking bullshit. After our conversation in the garden the other day, his words don't shock me. What does surprise me, though, is that he's openly talking about his feelings with someone else. Who's this? I hide behind a pillar and take a peek at the other person. The dark-skinned knight with her hair... I'm trying to make connections here. Hold on. It must be Tarek, Noah's right hand and the leader of the palace guards. She's wearing armor with the Lakari Empire Royal Sigma on her chest. Okay? The leader of the mission should believe in the quest's success. You can't be heard doubting our ability to defeat the Demon Queen. It's just, I have a really bad feeling about Mother's request. Why is she pushing us to go to the Demon Queen's castle so soon? Why can't we wait a few months until everyone feels ready and has practiced fighting as a team? We can't go against Empress orders, you know. She said her reasoning for the rush is that the demon army keeps getting closer and closer. Yet the fiends are at least 3 weeks' journeys away from Solus on horseback, and they haven't made any significant movements towards us in at least a decade. We have time. The Empress seems to have a different opinion on the matter. He doesn't trust her. Suddenly she turns around. Oh gosh, she sees us. Who's there? She's noticed me. Run away quickly or step on. Let me reveal myself. I was listening to y'all. Noah's affection up. Oy, brother, I'm getting everybody's affection up than who I want. Elijah, come back on the screen. I step out from behind the pillar, revealing myself. Oh, if it isn't the Saintess, welcome. How much of our conversation did you hear? All of it. I told you, Your Highness, you should be more careful. I'm sorry for eavesdropping. I was just curious. Noah takes a step closer to me. Oh, you were curious about me? No, bro. That's not what I said. He leans in closer to me, his face level with mine. I didn't know you were interested in me, Celeste. I'm not. That's not what I meant. I'm very pleased to win your attention. If you want to know more about me, how about... I don't want no tea, dog. Would tomorrow afternoon be okay for you? He's not letting me get a word in edgewise. Anger rises in my chest. I'm not interested in you. I take a few steps back, putting distance between us again. Noah chuckles. I don't appreciate you flirting with me. Is that what I'm doing? You clearly are. The other day he wanted to kill me, and today he's playing with me. Yeah, I'm out. Fuck that. I rush towards my room, my footsteps heavy. I feel furious at Noah for clearly making fun of me. Levi followed behind me like my shadow. Where's Elijah, dog? I spend the next few days training with the golden bow. I increase my accuracy rate, but I'm still struggling to wield the weapon. Yeah! What up, boo? How's the training going? Put your forehead to my forehead, and we can make something happen. Okay. Should I be honest with him? I hesitate, but I know I'll need his help. Exactly. Be honest. Honestly, the training's not going great. I feel like the bow is fighting me for control. Okay, the issue may very well be that it hasn't fully accepted you. What should I do to make the artifact approve of me? Unfortunately, I don't know. I wanted to ask you something ever since I was chosen as a Saintess. You're the high priest, so you know a lot about holy magic, is that right? As much as a human possibly can. I'm the strongest light magic user in the Empire. Okay, everyone thought Elijah would become the saint, but on his 18th birthday, he didn't get chosen. The previous high priest, and passed on the role to Elijah. That's how Elijah came to have such a high position at a young age. The novel also said Elijah's light magic is abnormally strong. Could you teach me about light magic? Sure, but you have no magic of your own. You know that, right? I nod. Celeste was never a magic user, and that fact didn't change when I took over her body. But I have to defeat the Demon Queen with the Golden Bow's magic, right? So is there a way for me to access it? Yes. Artifacts like the Golden Bow do carry their own magic. You don't have to have a magical affinity of your own to use their power. Although already being trained in wielding magic would help you understand more easily how the bow's magic is used. I can at least explain the basics to you, and then with practice, I'm sure you'll catch on. Okay, let's learn. Elijah moves behind me. Alade, touching the hand I'm using to aim the golden bow. Close your eyes. I will pour some of my light magic into you so that you can understand how magic flows through the human body. To access the golden bow's magic, you will have to pull some of that magic towards you and let it enter your body. Be open to it. Don't struggle against the power. I close my eyes like Elijah commands. I feel his grip on my hand growing firmer. He's standing behind me, his chest pressed against my back so I can feel the heat of his body touching mine. The contact is quite intimate and makes my cheeks flush with embarrassment. Did we get a CG? No? Okay. Then I feel Elijah's magic enter my body. It's a gentle stream, not as strong as when he examined me for injuries a few days ago. Still, I can feel the magic coursing through my veins. We gotta focus, right? We do have to focus because that's gonna help with the training. But y'all know what I'm gonna pick. The feeling is so comforting that my body relaxes against Elijah's, leaning back against him more. I hear a chuckle behind me, and Elijah lets go of my hand, taking a step back. No, don't move. No, don't take that pleasant feeling away from me. Ugh, I almost want to throw myself in Elijah's arms to feel his closeness again. It's like his presence and magic have filled a hole in my soul that I didn't even know was there. Now that the completeness is gone, I feel hollow. Elijah's smile brings me out of the haze I was left by in his magic. I blush a deep red. I realize I wanted... What exactly did I want just now? To throw myself at him? I barely know him, and it was only his magic making me feel drawn to him. Right? My sudden yearning for Elijah certainly had nothing to do with him, only his magic. I think. Don't be sorry. You couldn't have done anything to control your reaction. Though I would like to know the source of your interest in my magic. Did you notice how my magic flowed through your body? I did notice. I noticed too much, even. You must convince the golden bow to let you access its magic. Then pull the power towards yourself and let it course through your body. Only by doing so will you be able to aim that magic with the arrow and strike the demon queen when the time comes. I use my staff as a way to store my magic, or more magic. Even though I have magic of my own within my body, I can only use more powerful spells with the staff's help. Just like you must do with the bow. I draw the magic of my staff into my body so I can release the power as bolts of light. The human body is a conduit for an artifact's magic. Okay. Great. Now regarding your pull towards my magic. Elijah takes my hand in his. For a moment, through our joined hands, I can feel the flow of his magic again. I lean towards him. It's really peculiar how you're drawn towards my power. I've never seen such an affection for someone else's magic in anybody else. So this sort of thing doesn't happen often? Not at all. I'll ask some of the other priests about the matter. Maybe one of them will be able to shed light on the situation. In the meantime, there's something I would like to ask you. Instead of training, could you come to the priest wing tomorrow? I'd like to explain to you more about your duties as a Saintess of the Golden Bow. My duties? Yes. Did you think the only thing the Saintess had to do was defeat the Demon Queen? I understand that as Saintess, I'm supposed to be a key player in the Lokari Empire politics. But with so little time before we have but with so little time before we leave on the quest, I don't want to start taking part in politics of a country just yet. Voicing your opinion in court is the only part of what it means to be Saintess. The people of the Lokari Empire have been waiting for the heroine for 2 decades after all. Therefore, you're expected to show them you're a proper Saintess so their hope for the Lokari Empire can continue to grow. Hope is such a fragile feeling. One has to take care of hope and nurture it. If the fire dies out, Elijah trails off, a faraway look of melancholy on his face. The expression makes me wonder what he's thinking. I have no courage to ask, though. How should I show the common folk that I'm a proper Saintess? It would be best if I explained everything to you tomorrow. Come to my office at 9 in the morning. Bring the golden bow. Alright. After Elijah leaves, I return to practicing archery. I try to pull the bow's magic towards me like he instructed, but I can't replicate what the high priest did. Even so, I keep trying. There's too much at stake for me to give up so easily. The next morning, I walk down the corridors of the palace towards the priest's wing. Levi has been a tremendous help by showing me where the church's part of the building is located. Now turn right. How do you know where the priest's wing is, Levi? I came here with another knight who was injured during training, so he can get the priest to heal his wound. We should be close. We take another turn right and walk down a corridor until we end up at the most impressive door in the hallway. This should be where High Priest Elijah works. I'll wait for you by the door. I knock on the door, and after hearing a faint "come in" from the other side, I enter the lavishly decorated room. To the left, numerous cabinets support shelf upon shelf of thick-spined books, while a large, beautiful painting hangs on the opposite wall. Shorty on the right is fire. Shorty on the left too is cute, but golly! 3 people sit behind desk. Oh, it's a man. My bad. Still, shorty on the right, on the left is still cutie patootie. To my left, a green-haired man is focused on some large stacks of papers. He looks up when I enter and gives me a gentle smile. His table is decorated with shining crystals. How curious. To my right, a priestess with red curly hair looks up from the plans for a huge building, upon which she's been drawing with red ink. Her face lights up with a bright smile. At the podium in the back is Elijah's desk. Welcome to our office, Saintess Celeste. That's the Saintess? I'm happy to finally meet you. I'm Meredith, Development Overseer, currently in charge of leading the construction of the cathedral in Solus. I didn't even know there was a cathedral being built in the capital. Further evidence of how little Celeste cares about anything other than hunting and horse riding. Welcome, Saintess. I'm Gareth, the financial administrator. Gareth and Meredith are my trusted confidants. Together, we take care of the most important matters considering the Church of the Light of the God of Light. Pleased to meet you both. Okay, today we'll talk about what it means to be the Saintess of the Golden Bow, and I'll show you some of your duties. We'll go to the east side of Solus. The journey will take about an hour. I'll hop off at the cathedral construction site so I can perform my duties as the overseer there. What about Gareth? We can't fully close the office because someone might have an important request for the high priest. I'll stay here and take care of the piles of paperwork. Gareth gestures to the stack of papers on his desk, but his gentleness doesn't change it to a scowl. Maybe he likes working with documents? I've got something for you, Saintess. For me? Yes, here. Meredith takes a package from the shelf behind me and hands it to me, barely hiding her excitement. A proper outfit for the Saintess. Clothes? You can use my living room to get dressed. Okay, Elijah gestures to the door near the podium on which the desk stands. Meredith walks towards the entrance. Puzzled, I follow her. We enter a cozy living room with beige and brown decor. Vegetation is even more plentiful here than in the office. Does the high priest like plants? He believes nature is a gift from God. That's why he surrounds himself with plants and takes good care of them. Do you not think the same about plants? I believe everything that's around us has been created by the God of light, but I don't attach a special meaning to plants. For example, the cathedral we're building in Solus is a way for us, the faithful, to prove to God we're using the abilities he has given us. The cathedral, once built, will be the largest building in the capital. Gareth, on the other hand, is enamored with the rare and more beautiful creations, especially gems and jewels. That's why he surrounds himself with gleaming items, as you've seen on his table. Also, he's constantly looking to establish new crystal mines on behalf of the church. The crystal mines that belong to the church are the source of most of our wealth. To sum it up, everyone in the church sees different creations of the God of Light as signs of godhood. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm not particularly religious. You've made me feel a lot of respect. I mean, yeah. Elijah's affection up. I like that. You've made me feel a lot of respect for the different kinds of worship. Never thought that there would be so much to have. But never thought there could be so much to having faith in the God of Light, aside from praying to him in a chapel. However, now I can see how faith in the God of Light is an important part of Elijah, Meredith's, and Gareth's lives, all in a different way. I respect how devoted they are. In the meantime, we'll continue showing you signs of our faith, leading you by example. But I've been talking way too much. The high priest is waiting for us. Open the package, please. Yeah, let's see the fit. I ripped the package apart to reveal an outfit very similar to Meredith's, reminding me of a nun. You want me to wear this outfit? Yes, you're going with Elijah to the east of Solus on behalf of the church. Okay. What is it? I thought I wasn't part of the church since I'm the Saintess. You're not, but this is about symbolism. Are you uncomfortable with wearing the outfit? No, I'm just surprised. It's going to be fine. I'll help you get dressed. Meredith helps me put the outfit on, and we leave my hunting outfit behind in a neat pile of the armchair. I look down at myself, and I feel like I'm finally starting to play the part of being the Saintess of the Golden Bow. I truly do look like a proper Saintess in this nun's robe. I think I now understand the symbolism. After all, I've been meeting people who need me to bring them hope. We leave Elijah's apartment and enter the office again. Oh. Elijah's eyes widen when he sees me in the Saintess outfit. I blush, embarrassed by his scrutiny, and suddenly feel self-conscious. Do I look strange? No, you look wonderful. It'll be easier for you to get into the role of the Saintess this way. You'll soon see. Elijah picks up 2 leather bags and gestures towards the door. We're ready to go. We'll be back in the afternoon. Good luck with the paperwork. Okay, we leave the priest's office, making our way out of the palace. We board the carriage with the symbol of the sun on the side. Levi takes a spot next to the coachman at the front. After half an hour of traveling, Meredith calls it her stop and hops out of the carriage. We continue traveling for another half an hour. Stop just beyond the gate. I want to give the Saintess a good tour of Eastern Solus. The carriage stops and Elijah opens the door. He walks out of the carriage and extends a hand to me to help me down as well. When I see what Elijah has prepared for me, my mouth drops open. Oh my goodness. It looks terrible here. They're made of cloth of various colors, whatever kind of material these owners could get a hold of. The area smells of unwashed bodies. Oof. What is this place? The Solus nobody speaks about. The war front is to the east, and it's moving towards the capital with each passing year. That means each year, some citizens of the Locoria Empire lose their homes in demon attacks. To save their lives, many travel to the capital in search of a better future, but there are so many refugees, and the capital has no place for them. The Empress has long forbidden war refugees from coming inside the walls. She doesn't want to hear their pleas. Oh my goodness. It took me a long time to be able to negotiate with her to let the church... Sorry, I clicked it too fast. Hold on. to let the church healers come out to the slums 2 times a week. This is the truth behind the war. We have been holding on without the Saintess, but as you can see, this war is slowly becoming a losing battle. If you hadn't appeared at the Saintess in this decade, would we really be able to hold on another 10 years? Or would we lose all hope and eventually let the demons destroy us? Surely the Empire's army would never give up fighting. Without them holding the front, the demons would come to the capital, and even farther west. If you fight for a long time only to slowly lose ground over and over again, it can be easy to lose faith. Okay, maybe I shouldn't voice any opinions on the matter of the Licori's Empire's war. I'm not really from this world after all, and I don't know much about the situation. But that doesn't mean I don't want to find out more. I want to help where I can. I understand the situation now. Thank you for bringing me here. How can I help these people? We'll go around the whole slum so you can present yourself to people. We'll stop to talk to everyone who wants to converse with us. It'll take a few hours, but I want the words to go around that the Saintess of the Golden Bow is a real person who came here to make sure everyone knows she's ready to save them. Do you think you can live up to this role? Absolutely. I'll do my best. We haven't done it before, but do your best. It seems to me that you're confident in your role. That's good. We need you to put your heart into convincing everyone you're going to save them. Let's go then. We passed by several people with sunken cheeks, ashen skin, and hollowed eyes. When I gaze upon the refugees, I finally understand what a rare commodity hope is amongst them. Hope won't feed them. It won't make their wounds close. It won't increase their living standards. But at the same time, when Elijah approaches a skinny, sickly woman and channels his holy magic through his staff, the relief she feels after she becomes healthier again brings a smile to my lips and some light to her eyes. Aww. Mom, are you feeling better now? This is my daughter. I'm sorry, she's very energetic. It's great that your daughter can still be cheerful despite the environment she's growing up in. It's wonderful how children can adapt to even the worst situations. I gave birth to her here. Is your name Cherry? How you know her? Oh my lord, you've grown so much. Do you two know each other? Oh, they grew up in the same village. Cherry is 8 years older than me, so even though we played together as friends, really she was more like an older sister to me. She warned me not to climb high trees. I like to test my own limits. I would say I was curious. But that means that Levi's village was destroyed in a demon attack. Yes, our houses got burned by the demons. So this is your daughter then, Cherry? Yes, my precious Lily. She looks so much like you did when you were a child. That's why I thought I might know you. She really does have my face, doesn't she? Lily runs up to me and tugs at the bottom of my skirt. Who are you? I've never seen you here before. Are you a new nun? I kneel down in front of the girl to put my face level with hers. I'm the Saintess of the Golden Bow. But the Saintess is just a myth. She's not real. That's what my mom said, and Mom is no liar. I'm very much real. I pull the golden bow off of my back and show the artifact to the girl. This is the golden bow. Only I can wield it, or so it seems. Will you defeat the Demon Queen with it? That's the plan. Mom says if the Demon Queen is ever defeated, we can go back home to rebuild the village she comes from. Then you have something great to look forward to. You're going to see a world that's much more beautiful than the place you live in now. Vast valleys, lush forests, wide blue skies? Yeah, wide blue skies. I've only ever heard about valleys and forests from the adults. Soon, hopefully you'll be able to see them for yourself. Isn't that exciting? I'm sorry, Saintess. I think it's difficult to be excited about experiencing things you've never seen before. She pulls the child close to her and pats the child's head. Once we travel back to the ruins of the village, she's going to see see so many wonderful sights. I pray for you, Saintess. I want you to have the strength to defeat the Demon Queen. Elijah nods at me. I follow him through the slums, away from the girl and her mother. At some point, someone grabs the skirt of my dress from behind and yanks. Oh, excuse me. Immediately, Levi draws his sword, and my hand goes to the golden bow. I turn around only to see a man without a leg. He smiles, showing his mouth devoid of teeth. He doesn't look dangerous, so I gesture to Levi to stand down. Can the pretty nun heal me too? We can't make what is already lost grow back. I kneel in front of the man once he lets go of my dress. I wouldn't be able to heal you anyway. I've no healing powers. You don't? I thought all nuns and priests can heal. I'm neither a nun nor a priest. I glance over at Elijah and he nods at me. Having him and Levi here as support gives me confidence. See the weapon at my back? That's the golden bow. Men, women, and children approach us. I feel the burden of what I'm going to say, but I want to bring hope to these people. Who let you take the golden bow, my pretty lady? The golden bow has chosen me to be the Saintess. I've been carrying the artifact on my back ever since. The Saintess of the golden bow? A wave of whispers goes through the crowd behind my back. A crowd. Now that I turn around, I see just how many people have gathered. Do they all live in the nearby tents? There must be a few dozen refugees wanting to listen to what I have to say. I swallow hard. Yes, I'm the Saintess of the golden bow. There's more light in his eyes now that he's heard who I am. You want us to believe the Saintess came down to the slums out of all places? The high priest informed me you might want to see me. I didn't know about Eastern Solace, but the high priest has shown me your situation. I may not be able to do much as he can manage. I cannot heal you. Sorry, y'all. A bird just landed on the balcony and it low-key scared me. Oof. I cannot heal you. I don't have such power. But I want all of you to know. The golden bow has really chosen its Saintess. Clicking too fast. I'm the Saintess and I'll do everything in my power to defeat the Demon Queen and end the war. Move out of the way. I want to see the Saintess. Okay. I hear Levi take out his sword, but Elijah puts a hand on his arm, shaking his head. Please stop trying to get closer. You're making the Saintess uncomfortable. But people still try to push in closer to me. Elijah looks at my panicked expression and sighs. I expected this might happen. And you didn't tell me it could? Don't you want to bring people hope regardless of their desperation? See how lively they all became? Word that the Saintess has come to the slums will spread far and wide now. But the situation is dangerous. Levi and I will protect you, so let's just go to another area and let more commoners see you. Do you really think that's a good idea? As I said, we'll protect you, but these people have to gain hope somehow. I learned long ago that my own presence and healing cannot keep the flame of hope burning in their hearts. No matter what I do to keep their will alive, it's not enough. I feel like there's more to the story than Elijah is telling me. At some point, people stop following us. When we arrive at another part of the slums, I repeat my big revelation about becoming the Saintess of the Golden Bow. The refugees act much the same no matter where we go. We stop at an area with a few dozen cots all filled with patients. Between the cots, more people lie on bedrolls around the ground. Oof. This is Mainfield Hospital. Healers run around tending to the wounded, but one glance tells me there aren't enough priests and nuns to heal all of the injuries right away. Elijah, what do you think about Eastern Solace? This place swallows you whole when you step a foot inside, and then you become a part of it. It never lets you go. I may have brought you here to reignite the hope in the hearts of these people, but be mindful that not to become too attached to these individuals. Attachment in such a place will bring you nothing but pain. He walks towards the first person on a cot and, after a glance, puts his staff to the patient's stomach. I walk towards Elijah. Even though he told me not to get attached to the individuals here, attachment is not the same as caring, is it? I care about all these people. I'm just not supposed to single them out as individuals, because then when they die, I will suffer. That's what Elijah wanted to teach me, right? You've been helping here for a long time, have you not? Not that long, only since I become the high priest. 2 years, and yet it feels like I've spent decades here. Thank you for bringing me here, Elijah. I'll do as you said. I'll be the beacon of hope for these people. For as long as you have strength to help, please do so. Just be mindful your dedication doesn't burn brightly enough to cause pain. Leaving me confused, he moves on to the next patient. Even though sometimes I find it hard to look at the patients, with their burned bodies and mutilated limbs, I continue on, following Elijah around the field hospital. It's the only thing I can do for these people, be their ray of hope. The sun sets by the time we arrive. Noah nods at me and Levi and turns to leave without a word. Why are you just leaving like that? No goodbye, no nothing? I'm looking forward to going with you to Eastern Solace next week. Okay, with that reply, he turns and walks away from us. Bringing hope to everyone is a heavy burden to carry, but I want to embrace being the Saintess. Okay, guys, hold on. Let me save it. I haven't saved it yet, so I'm going to save it. Alright, you guys, I am gonna end it here. I will continue. I'm gonna record it, I believe, but I have to go right now. I think there's like an hour left of gameplay possibly, so what I'm gonna do is, yeah, I saved it. I'm going to record the rest of this and post it within the next couple of days. I hope you guys have enjoyed this gameplay. This was Saintess of the Golden Bow. This is one of the games that is featured for the festival, the Otome Games Celebration. I have linked the game in the description, so if you want to check it out yourself, feel free to do so. I hope you guys enjoy. I will be back tomorrow where we'll be playing another game. I will be posting which game soon on my social media, Kia Rochelle. You know that's me on everywhere. If you like this live, please remember to tune in tomorrow. I'm going to play around 10 or 11 a.m. Like I said, I will update you guys soon. And I hope you check out the posted gameplay that I will post later. Okay? Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I appreciate you guys so much. And I will catch you guys in the next one.